What's up? Yet another episode of SellersCast. Today is episode number 36. I'm Andrew Maffetone.
I'm Gina Milazzo.
And today we are talking about finding relevant e-commerce social media trends. Here's what we're going to talk about. So today we're talking about how to find trends on social media that can help benefit your e-commerce business, because basically what will happen is you may prep your social media out for a certain extent in a certain period of time, but it's all evergreen, similar stuff, and the things that trend, or the things that obviously trend, but the things that start to do very well on social media is stuff where you can kind of hop on a trend. It's just happening right now. You're kind of in the moment as opposed to just putting out whatever. So, several ways to start doing this. The most obvious one that everyone talks about and everyone knows is hashtags. What's trending on hashtags? Twitter, it's very, very easy because especially if you're on desktop, it's like on the right or on the left, I can't remember what side it's on. There's a big thing of like top 10 hashtags. You can literally go on to Twitter and almost every day there's got to be one that you could stretch and still be relevant to your e-commerce business. So you want to cater something. Twitter, Denny's, Oreos, Wendy's.
I love Denny's.
And Taco Bell. Follow all of them. They're awesome. They are great at hopping on hashtags that are just trending because of things that are happening. So there was a book that I read that was awesome, and I can't remember the title. So if you really want to know, comment below and I'll look it up for you, but I'm not going to do it right now. But it was about news hacking and the guy who kind of discovered that concept. So when something happens on the news, instead of just letting it go like a normal marketer, you actually hop on that bandwagon and say something relevant to it that caters to your product. It is an incredibly, incredibly sensitive thing to do, and you have to do it very carefully. There's been more deleted tweets attempting this process than I can think of at this moment.
People screenshot it and it ends up on the internet and you get all kinds of bad attention.
So get several eyes on it before you post it, and make sure it's not just like, oh, that's my humor, because no one knows your humor. Yeah. So let's keep going. So we are going to actually plug someone today. So I'm going to give some credit to Sprout Social. They have a great listening tool. It will actually allow you to put in a certain keyword and it will spit out a report for obviously Twitter hashtags, but also from Instagram, Facebook, I want to say YouTube, definitely Reddit, and then just the web in general of what is happening, what is trending right now. Now, there's a few other ways that I find that a lot of sellers don't do that you can kind of do to kind of get around it a little bit. So if you Google News, or obviously if you have an iPhone or something like that, you have News and News Plus and all that, you can subscribe to things that are relevant to your industry, get notifications every time something crazy happens, and you can actually just get something off of that.
You can do Slack too. There's a push for Slack integration you can get, and it sends you relevant. We have like marketing, e-commerce, digital marketing, social media, and it's great. They just send you articles all day.
And then Google Alerts. One of the easier ones. You can plug in anything you want, and Google will literally email you every time something like that is mentioned on the internet. It's just one email, I think, a day, as far as I know, so they won't send you that much like all in one shot. I think you can limit it anyway, so that you're not getting 5,000 emails at once. Obviously, there's the old-fashioned way of just Googling things, but I like to cater a little bit more towards look at what your competitors are doing, or see what your followers are following and what they're interested in.
What do they care about? What are they actively consuming every day?
So last week we talked about customer profiles and knowing who your customer is. So the trick is actually to start following people that are really, really relevant to your customer profile. See what things they're interested in, and you can actually start to cater towards trends that you see them hopping on. So, they're really, really interested in the Kardashians. Let me go post some about them. Get out of here. So, what else? There's
Reddit, we don't usually suggest engaging too much on Reddit. It can feel a little bit wrong when companies do it. People are super happy to call out companies that they think are shilling them. But Reddit's great if you look out for when you're featured and then look at related subreddits based on the subreddit you're in. So if you sell skincare, there's skincare addiction and makeup addiction and MUA chat, and there's families of subreddits that you can go through, and it's just a well of data, essentially. Ton of people, ton of discussions, ton of timely posts that you can go through. Just check out new or top in those subreddits and figure out what people are kind of buzzing about.
There are newsletters and stuff that you can subscribe to as well. I like those as a backup plan. Usually if they come out in email, they're a little bit behind, but
Not as
depending
quick.
on the trend, it may last a little bit longer. You might still be able to hop on it. Twitter seems to be the fastest one, so it really is, you can use Twitter to hop on a trend elsewhere. So if it's trending on Twitter, it might be trending elsewhere. Obviously, if it's trending on Instagram, it's probably trending elsewhere as well. So there are other places that you can post. You don't have to be so dependent on just Twitter alone. But sometimes people would rather get it out real fast by just tweeting something really quick instead of putting some kind of designed cool image behind it or anything like that. So Twitter seems to be the fastest way, but it can also be the most difficult. Plus, Twitter is filled with a bunch of really mean people, so you want to be careful with that one too. But otherwise, there are a ton of tools out there. I know there's also Nuvie is another one. I'll give them some love too. Go check them out. They have a great social listening tool. Sorry, Nuvie. But I think we plugged a few. Am I missing anything?
No, I think that was it.
Give those a shot. Let us know if they work. Comment below if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. And then, of course, comment. Let us know anything that you guys would like us to discuss for next week or any week thereafter. But if not, we'll see you all next week. Thank you.